Well, Joe, you got a new client very recently. How does it feel?
Amazing. It's definitely a confidence boost. And yeah, looking to start doing some adding to my skill set for that next client, starting in the new year. So yeah, good.
Nice. Yeah, you joined the program a few months ago. What kind of doubts and yeah, what sort of stage were you at as well?
I was a little bit sort of lost in life in general. I knew I wanted to become some sort of digital nomad and work online, and sort of have time and location freedom. I'd looked at a few different sort of skills to learn, or let's say pyramid schemes, some of them, trading and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't know, with yours, it just seemed more relatable. I could see that you'd gone from a similar stage in life to what I was at the time. So that sort of squashed doubts because I was saying if he can do it, then I probably can. Um, so yeah, those were sort of the doubts that I had at the start.
Nice.
Um, yeah.
Yeah. How would you did you like in terms of the program helping? How would you say the program helped?
Um, well, it was just like a clear strategy where I jumped into things before. I'd had calls with people. They might have explained how it all works, but I just couldn't see myself doing that. It didn't seem relatable or where you can literally start from the bottom. Whereas this, the first calls I jumped on, or the first lessons that I learned, you could see how you'd gone from the bottom, so it was way more relatable. Um, and yeah, it was sort of another thing taking the action. It's one thing knowing how to do something and having a clear strategy, but being able to just take that risk. But because they were sort of like-minded people within the group, I'd seen a few people are doing it at the time. It only gives you sort of more confidence that if they're doing it, then so can I.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And in terms of like what part of the program has you found most useful that took you from like zero skill set to obviously getting your first few clients?
Um, I'd probably say one-to-one calls mostly, just because it's more relatable to what you're doing that day and asking you questions directly. But the community calls, and yeah, sort of just the layout of how your classroom works with all the videos and the instructions. It's all so easy to learn. And yeah, I'd probably say I've learned the most during the videos. Obviously, you've got to go away and do some of your own work and find out things on YouTube, watch tutorials of how to do stuff. But once you get into it and you realize it is a little bit of work, but you just got to focus. I think that was another main thing at the start. I didn't like, obviously, working online space. You've got to motivate yourself to do something every day. No one's paying you at the start, so you could literally lie in bed all day, but you're not going to get anywhere with that. So just having the sort of kick up the arse to get out of bed and do something, and you'd always leave that day and looking back and you go, I've actually learned this much stuff, which will stop me making mistakes in the future. But I don't know. It's also just being able to go, bloody hell, I actually worked 8 hours a day today on my laptop. Like 2 months ago, I wouldn't have even thought about doing that. So the more you do it, it just compounds. It gives you more and more confidence, more and more experience, to just do it again, really. So I'd say the
Yeah.
more you do it, the more you want to do it. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And yeah, your progress has been amazing. In terms of like you as a person, do you think you've changed from the start to now?
yeah, definitely. I think before I jumped into this course, I think anyone would be, but you're sort of hesitant that people can go and make a life like that. But once you start getting into it, and not just you, but some of the people, the experts you've had on the calls, you see this many people are out there doing it, and they have started at a point where you were at one point. Um, yeah, it just makes it that much easier, really.
Yeah. And if someone else who was thinking about joining the program was on the edge, what would you say to them?
I just say take a risk, really. It can't be any worse than what you're doing right now. If you're even watching a video of Joe's, then you're obviously questioning it or questioning what you're doing in your life right now. So yeah, just take that leap, really. And at the start, it is quite daunting. It can be quite intimidating, but once you get given that either that first client or even the first sales call, and you get that little confidence boost that what you've been doing for the last 2 weeks is working, because that's how you've got that sort of call or whatever it is that day, then it just compels you to carry on, really. So yeah, I just say take a risk. You
Yeah,
never know what might
100%. Yeah, well, you're absolutely smashing it. And yeah, it's been great to have you part of the community. And We'll get you out to
Cheers.
Bali very soon.